We are recording. So this week's team leaders with volume is Casey with 795, Kylie with 459, and Aaron with 434. And that's just for 1 week. That's phenomenal. Team builder this week is Kylie. She added 1 coach. So that's awesome. Perfect way to start the month. Announcements. So as you guys probably know, the price change is in effect. It took effect on the 6th. And this is with Shakeology, challenge packs, programs, everything. So to have a peek at more information, the FAQ is 3303. So you can peek at all the price changes, why they changed. Our dollar is terrible right now and everything is going up, so we were no different, sadly, but I don't think it will be a problem. Club membership trials now need to be canceled by the customer. So before, if a challenger bought a challenge pack, they were signed up for the free club member trial, and then after the 30 days, it would automatically cancel and like no payments would be charged. The customer had to phone in and request it be turned back on. Now, Beachbody had a few complaints, and I actually had some myself where they wondered where the membership went and how they could get it back, and they weren't apparently too happy about it. So now, this is really important. If you have a challenger, buy a challenge pack, and they do not want to continue with the club membership, it is their responsibility to phone or email or online chat, whatever, to get that canceled so they don't get charged for it before the 30 days is up. Now, with club membership, as you know, there's Beachbody On Demand, which is such a huge feature right now. For like $12 a month, you can get unlimited streaming for like, I don't know, $3,000 worth of programs. All the nutrition plans are included in that. You can stream and download those too. There's customized meal plans, which are awesome. And there's also tips, tricks, and you get 10% off of all your purchases when you're club membership. This is Shakeology, this is programs, anything you buy. So it's definitely a great feature for people who want to continue with this healthy lifestyle. Hi guys. Oh, no. Alrighty, so July promotions, as I'm sure you guys have heard, the 21-day fix and the 21-day fix extreme have been extended. So they are on sale, but you have to remember that that price effect did come into play. So now the 21-day fix and the 21-day fix extreme are $164. The 21-day fix and the extreme kickstart pack is $210. So the kickstart has the 3-day refresh, the Shakeology, and the 21-day fix and extreme program. That's a smoking deal. Absolutely an awesome, huge savings for sure. And I know that the price jump, it's taken us a little bit to get used to it, but I honestly don't think you guys are going to have problems. Like I said, everything is going up right now, everything. So we were in that too. So just always make sure that you think back to when you were first making the decision to buy a challenge pack. What pushed you to, what put the leap of faith into you to try this? What was it that either your coach said, or what thoughts did you have that this maybe is worth it? So try to think back when you're talking to your challengers of how you felt when you were taking the leap of faith, and that will help you help them make the decision to kickstart their healthier habits. So the Starbound Dynasty happenings. So Monday is our free clean eating group. So I opened that group Saturday. So I will post it in the team page. So start advertising, start posting about this now. Ask people who came to you looking for information on the Fix or any other program who didn't jump on it, who decided it was either too expensive or they weren't ready, or they had too much going on, it was too big of a commitment. Offer them this, invite them, because it is going to show them that you care about them and not just selling a product. So when they said no, or had a Shakeology objection, or had a challenge group objection, ask them if they want to join your free clean eating group. It's got tons of tips, recipes for them. It's absolutely free. It's only a week. It gets them into what we're doing. It gives them a little bit of a taste of what a challenge group is, what support you get, what questions you get answered, the resources that you get. So don't be afraid to actually inbox people, invite them to this, because I guarantee they will appreciate it. I don't think I've ever gotten a no from a clean eating group, so don't worry about that. This coming week, I would start posting more about your business, how it's helped you grow, how it's helped you financially, anything that the business has helped you with, because we have a sneak peek on July 20th. So start sprinkling in information and stuff you love about your business and why you love being a coach. So then when you do make your sneak peek post, it kind of gives people a little bit of idea of what you're doing. And you know how Sarah says it takes like 10, it takes somebody 10 times to be exposed to something to actually make up their mind whether they want to jump on it or leave it. So make sure you're getting out there and you're consistent with that. And I also think we should do another challenge group for July 20th for preseason, because I have a couple people who are already looking to jump on getting healthier for the summer. So I'm planning another one for the 20th. So if you guys have anybody that you want to put in there, if you have any people that you want to invite, anything, I will be posting a link in the group. And if you have questions, just let me know. Okay, so we're going to start the team call. So getting your coaches started off right. I know that when you sign a coach, it's so exciting. Somebody's committed. They're putting all their faith in you. And you're like, now what? So we're going to go through everything that you need to know when you are signing a new coach. So I'm going to try to keep this simple. So step one is you send your new coach a welcome email. So you can tell them about your team and how you're involved. What are your goals for your team? What are your wishes? How do you help your team? Just make sure that they know that you're in there and you are ready to help, and give them all the information and resources that they need to succeed in this business. Give them information on upcoming trainings. So when you sign when you sign a coach, you want to direct them to the Rock the Basics. That would be the first training group. So if you have one coming up in a couple of weeks, make sure you give them the date and kind of explain to them how it works. One post a day, just little assignments, lots of information to help you understand what it's all about to be a coach. Include questions for them to answer so you can get to know them a little better. So if this is a relative or a really good friend, this one you can skip. I would personally add it in because you never know, there might be something that surprises you. But especially when your business grows and you're seeing more people that you don't know or that came from your like page that you are acquaintance with but not really know them, this will help you so much. It'll get you to know them better when they were. You can ask questions about if they were active as a teenager, what they do for a living, what their hobbies are, to kind of get to know them so you can relate to them a little bit better. And there is an example of this in the file section of the team page. That's my personal email I send out. Now, I will tell you guys a little bit more throughout the call how to customize your email, but make sure that you make it your own. Don't just copy and paste. You can use mine for sure, but just make sure you add your own little touches to it because they want it coming directly from you. So after you've sent your email, you want to do a GSR meeting, which is Get Started Right meeting. And you will also perhaps add this into your email as well if you have a date set. So you schedule a one-on-one meeting a few days after your new coach signs up. So what do you discuss on these calls? I keep them pretty basic, pretty simple, because you don't want to explode all of this information on them and have them running for the hills because they don't understand and it's just overwhelming. It might turn them off. So keep it simple. So things you should discuss is, again, upcoming trainings, which you have talked about already in your Get Started or in your email, your welcome email. You can talk to them about what kind of coach they want to be. So forget about Success Club, forget about the ranks. Just focus on what they want out of this business. And you can give them a little bit of information on the different types of coaches. So there's 3. If they want to be a discount coach, if they want to be a hobby coach, or if they want to be a business builder. And you can assure them that they can change their mind. If they want to be a business builder, but then decide it's too much and they'd rather just be a hobby coach, that's okay. If they sign up as a discount, you can tell them that if you ever want to pursue this as a business, it's an option for you. You can change your mind at any time. That's the beauty of this whole thing. Answers from their questions that you had sent them in your welcome email. So kind of go over, touch on a little bit of stuff maybe that you have in common with them, stuff that you relate to. When the team, you want to talk about the team calls too and how important they are for their business. So make sure you tell them when our team call is, when the Shine Bright Dynasty team call is, Bombshell, National Wake Up Call. Because this business, we're building from the ground up and we're our own business. Like our one little person, that is our business, is us. And the last thing you want to be is alone in your business. You won't get very far. Trust me, you need a team. And that's why our team, I feel like we're so lucky because we have an awesome team. We have a team that gives support and gives resources and information and helps each other. Because as you guys know, even with income and volume, we're all a team. It all trickles up to us. So you want to make sure they understand that the team calls are so important because it'll give them training, it'll give them resources and support, because we want to make sure they know that they are not alone in this business. They don't have to reinvent the wheel. The wheel has been invented and success leaves clues. So make sure they're tuning in on them. And then lastly, you can ask if they have any questions for you. Okay, now, when you guys are signing your coaches, sending your email, I know it's all very overwhelming, but there's resources for everything in this business, as you know. So when my email originally came from the one that's actually on the Beachbody coach training, and I just made it my own. So how you find that and other resources is you go into your Coach Online Office, news and training, and you go to Emerald Ruby. And if you notice as well, it's not just Emerald and Ruby. There's Coach, there's Diamond, there's Star Diamond, there's 2-Star Diamond, and there's training for everything. So just know that. So you go to Emerald Ruby, and then you go to Learn How. There's a tab, and you go down to Onboard and Support New Coaches. There is tons of information on how to start your coach off right, which is what we're talking about tonight. There is a PDF file with your welcome email that you can take. Like I said, I took little tidbits from it and made it my own. And there's videos that you can send your new coaches, like tours of the Coach Online Office, all that stuff. So that's good to know. If you go through them and you decide that one coach might like this video, one coach might use this video, they are there for you for sure. Now, another thing about when you're doing your Get Started Right call, which there's information on there too, on the Coach Online Office, they say on the Coach Online Office to talk about Success Club and to talk about Emerald and tons of information on your Get Started Right call. Personally, I think it's too much. I think I would have been so overwhelmed because I was so overwhelmed by Success Club when I started, let alone to read and to hear all this stuff talk about the business. I think it's too much. I think that's why we have Rock the Basics, right? Is you learn what Success Club is. You learn how you achieve it, what it's there for. You learn what the different ranks are and how to achieve them. So you can touch on those in your Get Started Right call. You can say like your training, your Rock the Basics is coming up. You'll learn such things as, and if they have any questions, they can ask you. And another thing is match your coach's pace. So if you're doing a Get Started Right call and your coach, say, has already been in a challenge group, they might know a lot more than most about the business. They get what a challenge group is. They get what coaching is. They get what you do. They understand that you upload recipes and that you're there for support. They get all that. They might be ready, willing, and wanting to learn all the information they can. If you feel they're ready for it, give it to them. Tell them about Success Club, tell them about their first rank, but keep it simple, right? Don't overwhelm them. You can just tell them your first rank advancement is you sign up 2 coaches. It's not hard. We can give you tips on that, of course, right? That's what we're there for. You can talk a little bit about Success Club because your coach or your new coach probably knows what a challenge pack is. So just match their pace. And if you have somebody, like we've all had the coaches that tell us that they're in for it and they're wanting to build their business and they're going to shoot for the stars and then they don't. We've all had those and that's okay. But if your coach is really into this, if they're really pushing and they want to know more and they want to get started, give them all the information that they want. Make sure you're there answering their questions because these are your business builders, the people that actually do what they say they're going to do. So when you match them, if they walk, you walk. If they run, you run. If they sprint, they sprint. Make sure you keep up with their pace. And just make sure you rate their pace too. Don't be in there too much. You can't want it for them. So they have to give it their all before you go in and give it your all. So just make sure you know that because I think like I've been stung. I think every coach has been stung with people who say they want it, they take all your time, and then they just don't do anything with all the information you've given. But that's okay. That's what we're here for. They found out it wasn't for them. It's okay. But just make sure that you don't want it more for them than they want it for themselves, because that's where you get into trouble. And try to practice the 80-20 rule. Now, this might seem a little bit confusing at first, but this 80-20 rule is everywhere. I just read Eat That Frog, and that 80-20 rule was in there I don't know how many times. So it's quite a neat concept. So for your coaching business, you want to spend 20% of your time with your coaches in the beginning. So when you're an emerald, when you're a diamond, you're spending about 20% of your time with your coaches in your team page, doing trainings, doing calls, answering questions, but make sure you're making time for your own business too. So 80% of your time, your Beachbody time, is going towards your own business. Now, another 80-20 rule is try to spend 80% of your time with your top 20 coaches and spend the rest of your 20% of your time on the other 80. So your top 20% coaches are what's going to be like your business builders, your thrivers, your the people who are in this doing challenge groups regularly and really thriving. Make sure you're spending the majority of time with them, because they're the people who have already shown you that they are in it to win it and that they need your help because they are pushing towards big things. Now, that doesn't mean to ignore the rest of your 80% of your team. By goodness, no. But make sure that your coaches are earning your time. Your time is valuable. So when you're spending time with your family, say you're watching a movie and you have a coach message you, you have to make a decision. Is that message going to wait, or are you going to answer it quickly? So be sure that, like, if it's one of your top coaches who you know wouldn't come to you unless they really needed you, or has already earned your time, you can maybe slip and answer it. But if you're watching a movie with your family and a coach that, says they're going to do things but they don't, or just hasn't given them their all, you're probably going to leave it till later. So just because your time, like I said, your time is precious. It's nothing to do with the coach. It's nothing to do with they're not doing it right or they're not doing enough. Absolutely not what it's about. It's about you making sure that your time is spent correctly, because we all know we're actually supposed to set business hours, right? This is a business. You can't work it 24/7. You have to eat, you have to sleep, and you have to spend time with your family. So make sure that you choose your time preciously. So that is it.